gist on esteem, radio vision, come inside the flow. Where the city's conversations find a place to grow. Yeah. Let's gist on esteem, radio vision, voices bold and clear. Yeah. Mixing fun and wisdom in your waiting ear. Yeah. From the talk on the street to the trends on the rise, we decode the moment we are masterlize. Let's gist on esteem, radio vision, tuning, take a seat. Where every fresh opinion meets a bouncing beat. 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 Pull up to the moment.
All right, our esteemed viewers.
Why did you stop the music? Chidinma,
Oh
why
my
now?
goodness. Don't worry. You will see dance again and again.
I don't
Because
want to
me,
dance
I'm in
again.
the mood. I'm in the mood
I
to
don't
dance
want to dance
this
again.
evening.
Chidinma,
I
see,
trust you. You're going to
listen,
dance.
I'm taking it like Michael West. Do you know Michael West?
I don't know
Do you
him.
know
Who
one?
is he? Who
He
is
said,
he?
I'm never
For
gonna
me to
dance
know him.
again. I'm never gonna dance again. Exactly. I'm never gonna dance
Ah,
again.
Solanke.
As you stop dance for my body,
ready.
I'm
Do
not
you know
dancing
Michael
again.
West, or what did he call it?
I don't know him. I don't pretend.
All right, our esteemed viewers, this is Let's Gist on Esteem Radio Vision. Yes, so we've got gist for you this evening, and we are going to, dissect it together. We are going to talk about it. This one is not for professors, so you and I, we just sit down like this and talk about it because we have interesting stories, interesting things to talk about this afternoon on the Let's Gist. So I
Yes.
welcome you to Let's Gist on Esteem Radio
Radio
Vision.
Vision.
But don't forget that we are located at Obokun Avenue in Ilesha, Osun State, Nigeria. I am Chidinma Abel, and I have with me,
Ohunayo Ajiboye.
and also,
Oluwatoyosi Solanke.
Oluwatoyosi. I thought you don't used to bait before, so you used to say, why can't you just tell them? They need to know.
It's only on Chukuma that I don't
Oh my God. See me
Viewers, you can
Suwana.
hear, she's deceiving us all along. There are days she used to bait, and there are days she
I don't
doesn't bait. Okay,
Yeah.
today,
No, would the viewers
finally she has
actually
taken your
believe she
bait.
does not beat?
They will believe on
Will the
Chukma.
viewers actually
Yes,
believe
now.
that?
All right, this is Let's Just like we said earlier. We've got stories here. This particular one, I don't know. Somebody is advising men. But before we go there, let's read this particular one first. But then, while we are waiting for the story, let's just give you a little dance,
I've
a
told
little
you
dance dance.
I'm never gonna dance again. You
Okay.
think I'm serious? Okay.
Solanke, give it to him.
Oh, yeah, now. Please. Increase the
Let's gist
volume.
on esteem, radio vision, come inside the flow.
Things are self-inflicted problems. Yes,
Yes.
like
Exactly.
this particular one, it is self-inflicted. That's why we always advise men, please stop cheating, because this story is about. I know it don't be what we laugh because that's the
Advise everybody stop cheating. It's not just men. Women cheat too.
Oh my God! But this story now is about
It's
that.
involving a man. It doesn't matter.
Men.
Men, women.
Men.
In fact, the Bible, when the
Adam.
Bible says men, it refers to both women and
Men.
men. So calm down.
Adam.
All
What
right.
is Adam?
Somebody wrote, and this is the story. He said, my friend's husband became terribly sick, so they took him to the hospital. After carrying out some tests, the doctors detected that he had human papilloma virus, the virus that causes cancer, and there are other sicknesses too. But I think cervical cancer is a major sickness here, illness. Now, the doctor said the virus had been in his body for years, and that if he had been going for regular checkups, it would have been detected earlier, and he could have received treatment or vaccine. But my friend's husband said he never went to the hospital because nothing was wrong with him. He wasn't sick,
Point number
so he
one.
didn't see any reason to go. Yes, that's a very good point. The man said he wasn't sick
So
because
there's no need for checkup.
yes, there was no need for checkup, and this is what we are going to be talking about here. The fact that you are not sick does not mean that you shouldn't go to hospital for checkups. In fact, most medical doctors will always advise that there is need for what? Regular
Regular
medical checkups. That is very, very important. So now this man said he wasn't sick, so there was no reason for him to go to the hospital for any checkup. Now, the doctor advised that whether there are symptoms or not, people should always go for regular checkups. He explained that as sickness can stay in someone's body for a very long time without showing signs, and that only
Just
tests,
develop.
yes, can detect it. Now, during those silent years, it may gradually develop into cancer. That was what happened to this man. Now, the doctor says something very painful, that the man might die in less than 2 weeks. This lady said her friend called her and told her everything. She rushed to the hospital to see her and encouraged her, praying that nothing would happen. The story is just so long. It's so long. Now, I will just, cut it very short. Now, the man kept talking to his children. This is another point. He kept talking to his children, especially his sons. He kept warning the boy to be very careful about how he lives his life. He told him to stay away from women. From women. My gender. Why? Imagine a man, a sick man in the hospital, and he was busy advising his son. He said, son, no, my son, please stay away from women. Be careful of women. But then, I wonder what the woman will tell his son. So the man was advising the son, please, so stay away from women, that he should not womanize. He kept repeating that his son must not womanize and must never believe the saying that men are polygamous in nature. Edo boy, what will you say to this one? He said he must not believe the saying that men are polygamous in nature, because it has become a saying. In fact, it has become an idiomatic expression. It has become a proverb now. Men are polygamous in nature. Every small thing, they will say, we men now, we are polygamous in nature. They are not using it to
Even
justify
culture
cheating.
and some religion is even backing them up.
They are not using it to justify their cheating nature. That when you catch a man cheating, you say, after Abraham married how many wives? Did Abraham cheat? Abraham married, did he not cheat?
So, Chidima, you asked me a question.
Yes.
You didn't allow me to answer the question.
Oh,
You just kept
Because I know you are guilty.
Adam.
I know you are guilty. I saw it on your face.
Hey,
I saw
blood
the
of
guilt.
Jesus.
But you're trying to cover it.
All right, dear viewers, please don't mind them. I don't know where they had that one, that Adam is polygamous in nature. Nobody ever said that, except the serial cheaters who use it as an excuse. See, a lot of people will say in the wild, in science we are regarded as higher animals because we can think. But I want to believe that we are not any form of animals. There should be no similarity between humans and animals. The fact that we are capable of reason alone separates us from the animals. So when they tell you that it's the primal nature of man to cheat or to be polygamous, no. Reason dictates that you pick a partner and you stick with them. So it's not about men are polygamous in nature. When people start telling you that, it's all an excuse to satisfy their lecherous nature.
So I was right when I said they use it to justify their cheating.
So if
nature.
you justify cheating, it's not all men.
Okay, now there's another thing this lady said. She said the worst part was that the doctors tested the woman also, the wife, and she tested positive to HPV, that's human papilloma virus. However, they said hers was still early and manageable. 3 years ago, she has stopped being intimate with her husband because he cheated too much and didn't even hide it. Now, this is the point we're going to. He cheated too much and did not even hide it. Now, what will a woman do? Let's just be honest here. In a situation that a woman is married to a cheating husband, a cheating husband, what is she supposed to do? I want to come to a dope boy.
Jesus Christ.
I was about to say.
Because I'm a man now, you guys are ganging up on me today. So, anyway, I won't blame you guys. It is a man. A man has fallen in the hands of all men across the world. Because I don't know why you will not be satisfied with a woman. There's a story I once read as a teenager where a king was chasing after one of his squires. The story was set in all this ancient England. And the king was chasing after the wife of his squire. He will send the squire to war and then he will visit the woman. And one day the woman now invited the king to dinner and she now prepared chicken. Fried chicken, boiled chicken, chicken in soup, chicken in everything. And when he got to a stage, the king started complaining, it is just chicken. What is going on, woman? Are you mocking me? And the queen and the lady now said, my king, I dare not mock you. But just as you get tired of chicken, because it is chicken is the same no matter how differently you dress it. Women are also the same no matter how differently they are dressed. So the king understood the wisdom and he went back to his wife peacefully and he stopped chasing after the wife of his squire. So men have to understand. Men have to understand that women are all the same, no matter how differently they are dressed, or how differently they are shaped, or how differently they are, if I may use the word, endowed. It's still the same woman.
So you want
But
to
the problem is greed. And we have greedy people, whether man or woman. We have greedy people that are never satisfied with what they have. What they have is not enough for them. They want that thing outside. And they can never, when they now get outside, they taste this one. It's still not good enough. It's not what they thought it would be. So they still want to satisfy that craving. So they keep going after different women, until they find themselves in trouble. It's a psychological thing. I'm seeing it as a mental illness. A man that is cheating, a serial cheater, is a mental illness to me. It's not anything. Men are polygamous in nature. Listen, if you are polygamous in nature, then marry a second wife. Make your woman understand before you put her in the house that you hope you know that
Exactly.
this
It's not
marriage
just
is not
marrying
going
a
to be
second wife.
monogamous. It's going to be
You have
polygamous.
to tell her from the beginning when you want to marry the first
If
wife.
truly you are polygamous
So
in
she'll be-
nature,
she'll
there's
have
no
to
need
tell
to
her.
hide or
Yes.
be clear. That's why I said that we have greedy people. So it's just greed. Lack of contentment. They are not satisfied with the kind of wife they want.
Yes.
They want
Yeah, and-
all types of women. The tall, the short, the dark, the brown, the white, whatever.
Ohunayo, you said something now about the illustration you gave about the woman who prepared chicken in different ways. She fried some, she cooked some, she did hair. No, you know, while you were saying that thing, something just crossed my mind about
Okay.
spicing up your relationship. You know, I said, what should a woman do when you're married to a man who is cheating and all that? And the person-
Spicing up the relationship will not
Wait,
help
wait,
you.
wait. Because men will always say something. I know I've actually heard it from different men. They'll say, how can I be eating the same food every day?
There. I wanted you to tell me to talk. I
Exactly.
was actually coming there.
You say, thank God, thank God. So men will say, how can I eat beans in the morning, eat it in the afternoon, eat it in the evening? What for? I need to spice it. I need to spice things up now rather than eating the same food. And some wise people, that's why they say that you should only listen to people with wisdom. Wise people will tell you that
Spice
same
it
beans,
up.
you can cook it in different ways.
Yes,
even
jollof
though it
beans.
is still beans.
Yes.
But you will cook it in the morning, you can cook jollof beans, just like Solanke said. In the afternoon, you can cook white beans and make stew. In the evening, you can cook beans and use yam. You understand? You spice it up.
Or you even
and
make
before you know
moi moi and
it,
akara with
exactly.
It's
That's
still the same beans.
That's why women will always be women.
I think
Keep us in the kitchen.
Solanke has a lot to say.
I have a lot though.
So
I'm piling it up.
just like she said, you can make akara with the beans, you can make moi moi with the beans. So now that is how it is. So you, Solanke, now over to you.
Thank you.
Pour it
Chidima.
out.
Thank you. Firstly, I would like to start with the medical test issue of a thing. We Africans mostly, we tend to believe that until when a certain sickness get worsened to the extent that most people will actually lose their life in the process, they don't believe in going to hospital for a medical checkup or test. Where it's only when they are actually indisposed, whereby the sickness has gotten worse, that they will now know that they have to do checkup. And I will not blame Nigerians. Because ask me, how much are they doing? What did they call the name of the checkup? A checkup is around 40 or 50,000 naira for like that. We actually scrutinize everything in the body system, that you will actually see the full results. Someone that doesn't know what to eat in the morning, or doesn't even have the school fee to pay, that does not have money to feed the family, with that kind of person have that kind of amount, it's kind of substantial amount to some families, whereby they are struggling, and they are actually struggling to feed themselves, to take such money to do that kind of checkup. Aside the circumstantial sickness, we have some sicknesses that are actually hereditary, whereby it doesn't show when they are young or even when they are youth. It usually show up at some certain age, whereby that's when it will start coming up. If people in that kind of categories, if they don't go for a regular checkup, there's no way they will know that they have such sickness in their family, except if there's a family doctor that actually monitors the family sickness and knows about the hereditary sickness and all of that. Coming to the second question you asked, Ohunayo, you asked how a woman can actually
Cope with a cheating husband.
The only answer is run for your life. Yes. That's the only
Simple,
answer.
straight to the
Just run
point.
for your life. Imagine this woman has not abstained from having sex with this man 3 years ago. I'm very sure that she would, this age PM,
HPV
would have led to her death also, because she's still at the primary stage, that is still
the early stage.
So that's why she's still, it's still culpable, it's still
Yes.
manageable. That's why the vaccines that she was given can still work and she's still alive. Believe me sincerely, if she hasn't abstained herself for the past 3 years, she's also going to go the same way her husband. She's going to go. So the only answer to it, once you realize that your husband or your spouse is an unrepentant cheater, run for your life, my sister.
I love that word, unrepentant cheater. Oh, okay. Now, viewers at home,
won't you get my point of view?
Adam, let's hear you now.
Adam,
It's
okay,
your agenda
Adam,
we are
Adam, you
talking about.
just make it very snappy, because we have more stories here, and our viewers.
I know we have more stories, but I want to dwell on this one because we are blaming Adam.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
talk about the health side of it. One thing is Nigerians and this fear of going for medical checkup. What causes it? I think we need to look into that too, because forget about the man cheating. I'm not saying cheating is right. If he had caught this thing on time, he could have still saved his life. He would have learnt his lesson, but he would still be alive, at least for the children. Because now that he's dead, I can't help thinking about the children. Now, what are the things that causes this problem? For most Nigerians, they have this, if I don't feel sick, I'm fine mentality. Many Nigerians believe hospitals are for sick people and not healthy people. And another thing is that in Nigeria, we don't used to teach preventive care.
Preventive measures.
It's always cure after the sickness.
Yes.
We don't ever think about preventing. And you know, they tell us in primary school and secondary school, prevention is better than cure. Prevention, but they don't actually teach us how to prevent. Preventive care is going for regular checkups. And yes, Nigerians are superstitious. We have fear of bad news. Just tell anybody, have you gone for your HIV test? Even ask, even me that I'm talking, ask me, the first thing I'll be like, the first thing I'll tell you is, God forbid HIV care. But then when I think about it, I'll be like, actually, you know, I should go for testing. I should go for testing. When you tell, so people are afraid of anything that involves test, to them is as if they have already gotten that, they have already tested positive for that illness when you tell them to go for a test. So they fear that. And another thing we have to look at is poverty, costs. Healthcare is very expensive in Nigeria. We're not going to lie about that.
Like
and so a lot of people are scared of that cost. So they would rather self-medicate. They would rather wait until they actually fall sick, in which case it might be too late. So these are the problems we have with Nigerians not going for regular checkups. Because one thing about HPV, let me bring up some. I'm going to round up now. About human papillovirus is that it can even spread through skin-to-skin contact, not just sexual contact. So you don't need sexual intercourse with a person. Just skin-to-skin contact can spread it. Just imagine how many people you have had skin-to-skin contact with in the vehicles, on bikes and stuff like that. In the market. So regular checkups is a must, so that if this thing is caught early, there's a vaccine that can kill it before it grows. So that's all I have to say.
All right, viewers, you've just heard it, because the essence of all this is to draw lessons from other people's experiences or stories. You know, they say that experience is the best teacher, but some other people say observation is the best teacher. It is better to, learn from observation than experience it yourself. So from this story now, we have been able to deduce that going for a regular checkup is very, very important. Don't wait until you are down before you go to the hospital. Don't wait until then. And then another thing is, you should be very, very careful. Please be satisfied with your partner. Stop cheating, because a lot of sicknesses can be contracted through cheating. But if you are able to stick
multiple sexual
partners, if you can stick to your woman, to your husband, you'll be able to, avoid all of those things that could, happen to you at the long run. You can see what happened to this family. The man had to lose his life, and the woman was down with sickness. What about the kids? Nobody's there to, give them that proper care. So the essence of all of this is to draw lessons, just like we said. So please do go for medical checkups. Don't be scared. He said something. People are afraid of going for HIV tests. And to be honest with you, that's what's happening. When you hear HIV, oh my God, you're already afraid that I might test positive. So it's even better that I don't go. Now that I have the knowledge that I don't have HIV, let me just stay with it. That's a fear that people have. So it is better to go for medical checkups. And then that's where we wrap up that story. Another story here says, Stop thinking men don't have a biological clock. Biological clock. Men do have. Man says as he advises men to marry early. You know, when we talk, what is biological clock? Because some people will not understand this, what biological clock is. You know, we always have this mindset, this mentality that a woman's time is going. A woman's time will always go. Women ages on time. That's what people believe. And people will always tell you that a man in his 60s, I think while we're discussing behind the scene, one of my colleagues said that a man in his 70s can still marry and marry a young girl. But a woman, once a woman clocks 35, 40, the society is on her neck. The pressure will be so much. When are you getting married? What is happening to you? Don't stay. Oh, God.
So family will go to there instead of telling the woman to go for deliverance.
Yes. They will take her to church for deliverance. And you know the funny thing, once a woman clocks 30, they will start bringing men. They will bring men for you. You understand? That you must marry.
Okay, as a man, can I come in?
You will come in, Edo man.
Let me come
so
in
now, a man is advising other men to marry early. In fact, he cited so many reasons. He said men too have clock. Oh. Don't just biological clock waiting for you. Don't just think it's only men. So the man said something. He said, as a young man in Nigeria, consider getting married before you turn 30. Or before you turn 32 at least.
33.
Stop thinking I'm a man or men don't have a biological clock. Men do have one. So now let me come to the man in the house.
Yes.
Do men have biological clock?
Yes, we do, but you see, the difference between the biological clock for a man and that of a woman is not the way people see it. See, when it comes, let's first define what we refer to as a biological clock. Because I've been in this argument before, I've been in this debate before when I was in the university, and you know, so that's why I was saying, can I come in? This is not a rodeo. This is not my first rodeo, so to say, on this topic. I had to research and read well on it. First of all, what do we mean by biological clock? It's not pressure, as you said before, Chidima. It's just the body's natural timeline for fertility and reproduction. That's why I said, yes, men too have a biological clock. Even the man's body has its own natural timeline for fertility and reproduction. But it's just that the woman's own comes faster. The timeline ends faster for a woman than that of a man. Now, biology is not fair. But at the same time, biology gives everyone certain advantages. Now, for women, it is simple. Women are born with the highest rates of eggs that they will ever have. Like, women have about 1 to 2 million eggs at birth, scientifically. And by the time they ovulate, only 400 to 500 will ever be ovulated. That is scientific fact.
All right.
And no, let me land.
You need to just...
Now, the fertility peak. Listen, I know she wants to talk. And this is not to go against me. The fertility peak for a woman, it starts from her early to her mid-20s. But after 35, there starts to be a noticeable decline in ovulation and fertility. It doesn't mean that a woman cannot get fertile, but that it starts to what? It starts to decline. And this is what affects their ability to conceive and can also lead to multiple miscarriages. But now for a man, because men are not, I know men are already, oh, this guy is defending us, I'm not here to defend you. This is scientific facts. Men produce sperm continuously. But this is what happens. Immediately after 45, immediately after the age of 45, I know some men are already frowning like, what is this guy talking about? Immediately after the age of 45, the sperm quality also starts to decline. You see, for women, 35. For men, what happens? 45. So men indeed have a biological clock. It's just that our own clock starts declining at age 45 downwards.
Okay.
While for women, from age 35, their fertility starts to what? Decline. Now, there will always be outliers among men and women. But the truth of the matter is, when people are pressuring you to get married, it's not because they are putting unnecessary pressure on the woman. It's both on the man and the woman to get married. It's just that the counting, the pressure is different for both.
Solanke, take it up from there. Because...
All right. Okay, I'm not actually disputing the fertility issue with both men and women concerning the age. What about a case whereby a guy actually got married at the age of 40 or 35, and believe me, these are Nigerian governmental system whereby you are asked to retire at a certain age. and your first child will be around like 21, 22, 23 at that age, how do you intend to continue sponsoring your child's education, especially when you don't have any other backup, financial backup? Because me, I sense it as it's not even about the man only. It's not about the lady only, rather. It's about the both party. Because you agree with me that how a 30-year-old can actually hustle while in his prime is quite different from, it will be quite different from how a 65 or 60-year-old man will hustle. So who will be paying the rest? Who will be doing the manly responsibility?
I'm going to allow you to finish before I come in.
Because right now you are behind the scene. You were saying that there's no time that a man can marry. Abby, is
that
what
is
you were
true,
saying?
actually. Is that not what reality proves?
So you are not telling me that the same way you can work right now while in your youthful age is
how you will work in your 60s.
In your 60s.
I
So
think
you will not call
you're getting this thing
I'm
mixed
not
up.
getting it mixed up, Mr. Ohunayo.
All right.
Okay,
Can I come in
now you got it twisted. Okay, now you just clarify her on this.
All right, so this is why I say you're getting it wrong. We're talking about the biological clock, and I'm saying a man can marry at any time. Listen, you are talking about a man where, okay, let's look at the factors. You are talking about the factor of poverty now. That a man that just wants to start hustling at 45. No, that's not what we're talking about. Look at what is causing the pressure to get married on younger women.
Sorry,
now.
let me correct
It's
that.
like this.
That's not
I
what
actually
she
said that aside
Yes.
fertility and the biological aspect, that what happened to a man that doesn't have any other side hustle, that doesn't have any financial backup aside the governmental work,
That's
and
still
is
where
asked
I'm
to
getting to.
retire at
That's
a
where I'm
60-something
getting
age,
to, Solanke.
will the burden now be on the wife?
That's where I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
So this is it. What is causing men to marry late nowadays? First, lack of good jobs. They can't get settled. They can't get accountable. And it is your same gender that is promoting this word. If you can't press money, clear road. Say love is sweet. They say love is sweet, but when money enters, love is sweeter. It's your gender that's promoting all these things. It is relationships and marriage have now become transactional.
This is not gender-based, please.
It's not a gender war. It's not a gender war. But I'm trying to explain the factors of why men are getting married late now, especially educated people. Now, this is the thing. We have a pandemic right now in Nigeria of educated people getting married later in life. Compare them to the illiterates. And I'm sorry for calling them illiterates because they are literate in their own way. Just that they don't have Western education. I want you to look at it. That carpenter on the street, he gets married early with his wife and they are living a comfortable life. Their children are living comfortably. They send their children to school. Yes, sometimes they struggle, but they are having a happy marriage. But compare it to the guy that went to university for 4 years, he looks at himself and he wants to build something before he can marry. Unfortunately, to find a woman that is willing to wait and build in this modern Nigeria, well, let me say that the devil will return back to heaven first before that happens.
I'm a vivid example. That's a lie.
If we don't end it here, this
The
conversation,
exceptions
this
will never
argument
make the
will
rule.
continue.
You are
I'm a
counting
living
yourself
example.
as an exception to the rule, and the exceptions will never make the rule. That's what the rule is in Nigeria right
That's
now.
not- you
But
can never
that
generalize
is
it.
one of the factors. Anyway, that is one of the factors why people are getting married late. One, they are not settled financially compared to our parents' time. Do you know my father bought his first car at the age of 17?
Nigeria is not the same Nigeria we are in.
Exactly. I can't even buy a motorcycle yet as at this moment. So
Okay.
these are the things we are talking about, the circumstances surrounding marriage. That is for a man. But why a man can still afford to marry as late as he can when he has built himself and everything? Because it still coincides with what you're saying. The man that refused to marry at 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 because he's building, definitely by the time he decides that I want to get married at 45, at 50, he already has everything needed to take care of a wife. Now, this is the problem. He might no longer be able to father a child, but the possibility that he will father a child is still
there.
is still high. It is still high. Compared
Not in
to
all
a
cases.
woman, I said probability.
That's it. Not enough.
Now, compared to a woman who decides to get married at 45, her probability, the chances of her getting a child out of that marriage is low. That is where nature is not fair.
Okay.
That is where nature is not fair.
That's just
So,
the
of course,
summary
men
of
have
it.
a biological clock. Nobody disputes that. It's just that it's the difference between men and women makes it so that the pressure on women is more than that of
the
men.
yes.
The pressure on men is not on their fertility, it's on them building a life so that a wife can move in and they can start a family. But for a woman, it is that she might not be able to start a family or reproduce if she does not marry early.
All
Thank
right, my beautiful esteemed viewers, this is where we'll be wrapping up the show. Just as they said, it is true. This is applicable to both gender, the man and the woman. And the whole thing is, if you have the money to marry at 30, nothing stops you from marrying at 30. If you have it at 45, you should marry. I know.
I believe it's up to both genders to find a middle ground for each other.
That's
it's
just
not gender wars. We are not fighting.
No,
Men and
we
women
are.
not
We are. I'm
fighting.
not saying
It's
we
to
are
find
fighting.
the middle ground.
So
women should stop pressuring men to press money or clear. Build. Now, yes, of course, there are people in my gender that they will use
I know there are men too who can't marry women that are not doing well for themselves.
now.
Do you know that there are men who can't marry a woman that are not doing well for themselves?
Yeah, we
But
are
those men
What do
are
you
the
have to bring to the
outliers.
table?
In fact,
They
these
But
days,
those men
these
are the
days they will
outliers
ask you.
because let me tell you the
What
truth.
are you going to bring to the table?
Let me tell you the truth.
If you don't have a
man,
job, they can't
man
marry.
with
So
a
it
job.
is,
Hey, Jesus.
applicable to both gender.
So that's
You understand?
Yes.
It
It's
is
not
just,
gender wars or argument, but that's why I said both genders have to come together and find the middle ground.
All
So
right,
as to-
our viewers, thank you so much for joining us in the conversation. But do well to leave a comment for us in the comment section, like and share. We don't have time again, but don't forget that this program will still come your way again next week, Monday. Yes.
Mixing fun and wisdom.
Until then, we say thank you. We also want to appreciate our CEO in the person of Diki Michael Ajiboye Shaolo, the founder of Eniakwale Foundation and Esteem Radio Vision. We also want to appreciate our producer in the person of Babs Babalola. Thank you so much. And to my colleagues here, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ohunayo, Ajiboye and Solanke, Oluwatoyosi. The argument was really hot.
Of course, and the argument continues after the
Yes,
program.
it continues, yes.
It continues in the comment section.
Yes.
Esteemed viewers, the argument has not ended. It continues in the comment
Yes,
section.
use your comment section to argue. We welcome it. All right, until I come your way again, I still remain Chidima. Abel, bye for now. Coming up next is La Biorule.
Serve them sweet, finding all the angles that the headlines breed. Thoughtful but precise when we drop inside, turning simple gist into sparks of light.